Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we're playing City Skylines. This is the first one, not the second one. I was going to do a little roundabout challenge, because you can make roundabouts, right, get that out of the way. You can make roundabouts on this game. I have played this game before, but I found out that it's actually not that hard to make a city with roundabouts on this game. You can do it pretty easily. I don't know about like way later on in the game. You know, that might become a problem for traffic and stuff. I personally hate roundabouts. They are terrible. Sometimes they have their uses. Most of the time they're just trash. And they're confusing for people too sometimes. But anyways, but we're not going to do that. So I'm just going to build a city as best I can, whether we fail or succeed. I'm going to try and succeed here. But we're going to build a city in this map. It was a random choice. I didn't pick this for any specific reason, but it looks pretty good, not bad. And we're going to see how good our city can get. For the most part, there's probably not going to be any commentary. I'll speed up what we build. If there is some commentary, I'll stop, but I wouldn't expect too much. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, here we go, starting off. I decided to do some commentary for this. I might not do a lot, we'll see. It's a voiceover, obviously, anyways, I started out by making these 3 grids. They're equal distant from each other. I could put them right down the middle of the map, and then I decided to make that first one a little bit bigger. It's going to be the residential part of this. And then I just ran those power lines down the middle. Just started with a little bit of power, and then now I can start putting in my residential area here. The people obviously just automatically start complaining about something, which happens to be sewage, so I don't blame them. But, you know, poop in a bucket. I don't know. Everything starts out going pretty well. I gotta tell you, the end of this video does not end well. And I will tell you where I messed up. But it doesn't come in for a while. Our city looks pretty good. I could have probably found a better way to organize, but the item that I used to basically kill everyone, I don't normally use it. This was a random choice map, and it works for what I do initially, but later on, to fix an issue, I end up creating a different issue. Didn't know what had happened, and then by the time I realized it, and you're gonna see when I realize it, it is already too late. The reason I'm waiting around on this part, that part specifically, I kept running. Excuse me. I kept running out of funds. Now we are in the green, so we're making money, but I just kept spending it a little too quickly. Wasn't too worried about it since we're in the positives and we're making it, but it's just a little bit annoying. Later on, we're, I don't know, $500,000 over. You know, we're doing pretty well, but that doesn't help us. And then I attempted to actually get rid of everything to try and make up after I realized what the mistake was, and that didn't help either. So we were done. but I mean, it actually didn't turn out bad. There's probably a better design for this. I don't know, you know, what it is, but I didn't think this was too bad. I kind of liked it. I put all the sewage and water lines underneath the street. I mean, that's pretty standard, I think, in real life, and I think it works. I think in City Skylines 2, they just automatically are down there, which is super nice. We couldn't build a police station just yet, so that's what I'm waiting on. And there's like crime everywhere. But that gets taken care of pretty quickly after we put down our police station. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I get without a police station there's probably going to be crime, but it's not like every single person, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. There's a couple of things about this game that I didn't necessarily like. Maybe they fixed them on the next one, but like the schools and hospitals and things like that, they probably do work in a specific area. You know, you're going to have another hospital or clinic or whatever, but the way that this game does it is a little funny, especially for schools and things like that. Not that it's not realistic, it's not bad. I mean, if you have such a big city, you know, you're going to need 2 schools or a clinic and a hospital or whatever. I didn't put down any of the helicopter ones, the helicopter depots or whatever they are. I kind of regret that, but it is what it is. What are you going to do? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty nice, right? It's not too big. It doesn't expand. I kind of watched how I expanded and just, you know, chose when I should spend money and just kind of waited to make it sometimes and stuff like that. But, yeah. Not bad. I had to measure the pieces that I wanted to put there. That way when I had the funds, I could place it, and now we're just waiting on that. Now we're waiting again. As you can tell, I get a little impatient. Our citizens happy. I put down a park and some other stuff. I built one city long time ago, and it was pretty cool, but I didn't use everything that the game had to offer. I used a lot of it. On this one, I only think that I used the bus deal, like the bus station. On my other game, I had airports, I had universities, I had parks, I had places, I mean, I had little towns outside of this one with like logging areas and stuff like that. It was actually pretty cool, big city that I had. It wasn't perfect, but it was actually, it was pretty nice. Now I've seen some like videos on like the best ways to kind of make a city on City Skylines, because there's like patterns of what you can do to create an optimal city on the game. So essentially you'd have like, you know, a little bit of blue and then green on the outsides of that for a certain amount, and then blue, and then green, and then inside of certain areas within the green or the blue or whatever, then you would have your buildings, like hospitals and fire stations and all that stuff. But I think that takes the fun out of it. You know, it takes the challenge. It's fun to do it once, but after that, then you're like, well, now I know exactly what to do all the time. What's it matter? You know what I mean? Like I like to just go for it and hope for the best. And actually, it went pretty well on this one. So. Until it didn't, of course. It will go downhill. These were challenging. I just ended up deleting some of it. But there's hills on these, or cliffs, essentially, in the residential areas that I just couldn't build roads on. But for the most part, this map is pretty nice. It's pretty flat. I do run into some other problems. Traffic, I knew was going to become a problem. There's only one way in, there's only one way out. And if you have a really big city, it becomes a huge problem. My problem is the river. It did not yet, but, you know, there's only one pump, so it's not a big deal yet. But I think I get 4 or 5 pumps at some point, and it just drains that river. Yeah, so here we are looking at this corner where I'm just letting that money flow in. And boom, there we are with a bunch more money. At least a little bit, enough for me to keep on going. I do attempt to do a university on this one, but I guess I just kind of forgot how they work. And I don't know if it really worked too great for me on my really good city that I made that I don't have anymore, but this one, I feel like it just didn't do anything. The attractiveness for the campus was like, I don't know, I think it was maxed out, and it just doesn't really, nothing happens. People are all upset that I got rid of it, but no, nobody was going anyways. The game comes with a couple of, like, universities, so I didn't really see the point in making the other ones. Kind of cool to build a little campus or whatever, but I didn't care. I took it. I built it, and then I was like, whatever. I feel like there was a couple of attendees, but not enough for me to justify keeping it around. Alright, so I'm just going to fast forward through this really quick. The city's expanding, it's doing great. Well, I mean, it's doing okay. There's nothing wrong with it, basically, is what I'm going for. Lots of expansion. Busy town. I think it's a little bit more than a busy town at this point, but it is what it is. So, whatever. Get rid of a couple of abandoned buildings. Yeah, I don't know. Everything, like I said, everything goes pretty well. It's a couple of little minor details that I just couldn't get past with the roads and stuff, but yeah. Had to add some more water. And that's where the river starts getting sucked up. It actually dries out one side of the river, not the side that's flowing in, but it's basically taking all the water from the river as it comes in. So I didn't want to put any more pumps, but we end up having enough at the big town level, which we just got to, and yeah, well, I mean, we just keep on keeping on. I don't know how to draw bus routes, but that was my bus route. It was pretty chaotic, but there's a bunch of stops, so I think it kind of worked out. That's my campus area I was telling you about earlier. Make it real nice. I was going to do a fancy thing, but that's as fancy as we need, so yeah. That looked nice. I did the trees, the road with the trees. That was pretty nice. Did a police academy, the swimming sports gym type thing or whatever it was. Did that one, and then I don't think anything happened with it at all, so I ended up getting rid of it later, but yeah. And I always, in every single game, I always have a problem with the workers. We need more educated workers, or we need, you know, all that stuff. And I don't know. I put the schools in, and that's one of the bigger problems that I think that I have. I wanted to make a little fresh food market for the hipsters. I don't want to neglect the hipsters. So that's my little local produce thing, which I forgot how to do. So then again, I got distracted and started putting more university stuff in. I do eventually figure it out. There it is. And now when they go there, it's going to be fresh, local produce, organic, or whatever. You can do that with the houses too, and they're like self-sufficient. They like use solar panels and stuff. It takes away some of your power consumption, which is nice, but it's not. I don't know. It's not the best. I tried to do a whole city with just that kind of stuff, and it's actually kind of difficult. It's not that difficult, but it's. I forgot what it is about it. I think the houses or something. Something about it is more expensive, but you don't have to use like as much power and stuff. So. You see that? Boom, right there. And it dries that side of the river out. You can kind of see it already. So that part of the river, the backside there that's getting flown out of, is not flowing at all anymore. So people are complaining about water and power, and I kept checking, and it seemed okay, but apparently it was not. So I kind of kept fixing that problem, and then I was like, you know, maybe it's because the water over there is just dried up. So, I mean, but the thing is that I figured I kept checking it, and it's not actually getting water, it's just into the ground. So I wanted to fix it, so I dug the lake in, or the river. At some point I do it. I haven't done it yet. Right here. Okay, so I'm just trying to get this back so that water will flow in there. And it does actually help, but I was like, I can't add any more of those, so I added these. water towers, which, if you put them down, they give your city water when there's no lakes or river nearby. Put more sewage treatment plants and all that stuff. There's a bunch of those. And then I was like, well, heck, in order to, I have tons of money, I might as well go back here and put a couple more water towers. So I got, what, 6 of them? I gotta tell you, right now, that was my mistake. Right there, see how the plague strikes? That was the mayor's fault. What an idiot. Well, I didn't know that, so I'm putting down hospitals thinking that the game is glitched. Because I had to restart, I didn't have to restart the game, but I left. And so I saved and I left, and then I came back, and I did this for a little while, and then I thought, what the heck is going on? So as you can see, everybody's dying, and all that stuff. Well, I didn't know. So in order to fix it, I put graves down, because what I figured what was going to happen is that there's a bunch of deaths. So once the hospitals get fixed and they start to work, then all those graveyards will be filled. But again, I thought it was like glitched, so I redid the hospitals and clinics, and I reset them down in the same spots, and nothing seemed to happen. So, at this point, I'm taking out all the abandoned houses from all the death. And yeah, what I didn't realize is that none of this helped, and I wasted so much time doing all of this. Also, I did not realize, but if you do the bulldozer and then start picking the houses, like one at a time, you just click on it. Instead, you can click, hold, and just drag your mouse everywhere, and it'll just delete houses. It's great. See, yeah, at this point, we are actually still good. We're still positive in money. I don't know if I could have fixed it or not at this point, but I mean, it doesn't matter now. What's done is done. And I fail as a mayor. So I still haven't actually figured out why this has happened. See, I rejected the bailout. I was like, nah, man, my city was doing great. I don't know what happened. Thinking maybe this is a glitch or whatever, and then I'm like, what the heck? So I basically just delete everything and try and start again. At this point, we're well into the negatives. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe if I just kind of just delete almost everything, that'll work. And of course, you can't delete the landfills or anything like that. I don't think you can delete the cemeteries either. Those two things, the cemetery and the landfill, I wish that the incinerator plant and the crematorium would be built. Along with those, it would help out so much. So there we go. See that? I've let the city get rebuilt. Unfortunately, at this point, they all have power issues because they're not close enough together. But it's just an empty city, as you can see. So at this point, I'm like, well, maybe I can make some money back. Let's just get rid of everything. And then as I'm getting rid of everything, I start thinking right about here, when I'm deleting those, There it is. Boom. And if you read that, you'll realize that I figured out what happened. And I was like, oh crap. But it says on there that if you build that on polluted land, your people will get sick. That was it. That was my city, guys. Please do feel free to berate me, as I have been a terrible mayor and killed thousands of people. I hope some of them got out all right. But after this game was over, I deleted the road, so that probably wasn't an option for them. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it if you did. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Tell me that I'm a terrible person for poisoning everyone. And then figuring out why I didn't stop it. I just couldn't do it. Anyways, yeah, comment about anything you want. And have a good one. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.